Imagine a muscle car that disappeared decades ago suddenly roaring back to life. Only this time, it's sharper, faster, and packed with technology no one expected. The 2026 Plymouth Roadrunner isn't just another retro comeback. It's aiming to challenge modern performance icons while still carrying the soul of a classic American legend. But does this reborn Roadrunner truly live up to the hype? Or is it just riding nostalgia? Stay tuned, because what we discovered might completely change the way you think about muscle cars in 2026. The Plymouth name has always carried weight in the world of American muscle, and for years, fans have begged for one classic to return, the EV Roadrunner. First hitting the streets in the late 1960s, it built its reputation as a raw, no-nonsense performance car that packed power without the premium price tag. Fast forward to 2026, and the Roadrunner is officially back, this time with a design that blends retro cues with a bold, modern edge. At first glance, it's impossible not to notice the aggressive stance, wide shoulders, low-slung lines, and details that clearly nod to its muscle car heritage. But look closer, and you'll spot features that place it firmly in the present day. LED lighting, aerodynamic sculpting, and a tech-forward interior that promises far more comfort and connectivity than the stripped-down legend it replaces. So why is this launch such a big deal? In today's market, where muscle cars are fighting for relevance against electric sedans and high-performance SUVs, a revival like this feels like a statement. Plymouth isn't just bringing back a nameplate, it's trying to prove that the spirit of American muscle still belongs on the road in 2026. But here's the real question. Can the new Roadrunner deliver more than just nostalgia? In the next few minutes, we'll break down the design, performance, technology, and drawbacks to see if this revival is truly worthy of its legendary badge. Now let's dive deeper into what makes the 2026 Plymouth Roadrunner such a headline grabber. From the outside, it immediately commands attention. The front fascia carries a wide, snarling grille that feels unmistakably aggressive, paired with sleek LED headlights that almost give it a menacing glare at night. Plymouth has cleverly blended modern aerodynamics with throwback muscle proportions. Long hood, muscular fenders, and a fastback roofline that screams speed even when standing still. The wide stance isn't just for looks either. It promises a planted feel on the road, something muscle car fans have been asking for. Step inside, and the surprises keep coming. Forget the stripped-back simplicity of the original Roadrunner. This cabin is a whole new world. You get a driver-focused cockpit wrapped in premium materials, a massive digital display that seamlessly blends performance gauges with infotainment, and customizable driving modes that let you switch from everyday comfort to track-ready aggression at the push of a button. Heated and ventilated sport seats, ambient lighting, and wireless everything make this car feel just as much a modern daily driver as a weekend thrill machine. Of course, the real question is performance. Under the hood, the Roadrunner doesn't disappoint. The standard model comes with a high-output V8 pushing north of 450 horsepower, enough to make your pulse spike the moment you hit the throttle. For those who want even more, a performance package is rumored to push the numbers into the 600-plus range, a figure that puts it in direct competition with heavyweights like the Dodge Challenger SRT and Ford Mustang GT500. Acceleration feels brutal, with a rumbling exhaust note that instantly reminds you this isn't some tame, watered-down revival. But it's not all about raw power. Plymouth has added adaptive suspension, upgraded brakes, and advanced stability systems to make sure the Roadrunner isn't just fast in a straight line, it's controlled in the corners too. For the first time, this nameplate feels like it. Can hang with modern performance benchmarks on the track while still offering the brute force personality fans expect. That said, no car is without its drawbacks. The Roadrunner's weight means it may not feel as nimble as some European rivals. And while the tech is impressive, some purists might argue it takes away from the raw, mechanical essence that defined the original. And then, there's the elephant in the room: fuel economy. With performance this bold, efficiency takes a back seat. which could be a sticking point for buyers looking at long-term ownership costs. Still, the big question is, does the thrill outweigh the compromises? In a moment, we'll explore the standout highlights and key drawbacks that could make or break this revival for American muscle fans. And trust me, some of what we uncovered may surprise you. And here's where things get really interesting. On paper, the Roadrunner already looked promising, but once we put it through its paces, the car revealed a whole new side of itself. The first time you slam the throttle, the rear tires bite down and catapult you forward with a surge of power that feels almost unrestrained. 0 to 60 happens in under 4 seconds, and the exhaust roars so fiercely it feels like the sound alone could rattle the pavement. It's raw, it's unapologetic, and it's exactly what muscle car fans have been waiting for. But then comes the twist, because what really shocked us wasn't the straight line speed. It was the control. Through sharp corners, where older, muscle cars would have felt heavy and sluggish, the 2026 Roadrunner stayed composed, agile, and surprisingly responsive. The adaptive suspension makes every steering input precise, and for a moment, you almost forget this car carries the weight and presence of a traditional muscle machine. It doesn't just hold its own, it challenges cars that were never meant to be compared to it. Of course, there are still reminders of its heritage. Push it too hard, and the rear can still snap out, demanding respect from whoever's behind the wheel. And yes, the fuel gauge drops faster than you'd like if you're heavy on the gas. But those moments of imperfection almost make the highs feel even more rewarding. So here we are. The Roadrunner has proven it's more than just a nostalgic revival. It's powerful, modern, and, in many ways, shocking. The question now isn't whether it deserves the legendary badge, it's whether this car can truly redefine what American muscle means in 2026. And that's exactly what we'll tackle in the final verdict. So after putting the 2026 Plymouth Roadrunner through its paces, the verdict is clear. This isn't just a nostalgic name slapped onto a modern car. It's a genuine revival of what muscle cars were always meant to be. On the positive side, you get a design that commands attention, performance numbers that rival today's heavy hitters, and handling that finally brings muscle into the modern age. Add in a surprisingly tech-friendly interior, and the Roadrunner proves it can double as a daily driver without losing its edge. But it's not flawless. The weight is still noticeable in the tightest corners, fuel economy is predictably rough, and the higher trims will push budgets beyond what some traditional buyers might expect. Purists may also argue that the added tech dilutes some of the raw, analog charm the original was known for. So who is this car really for? If you're a die-hard muscle car fan who wants a modern machine with old-school soul, the Roadrunner hits the sweet spot. If you're cross-shopping it against a Mustang or Camaro, it's a bold alternative that feels fresher and, in many ways, more exclusive. And if you're someone who thought the muscle car era was fading, this Roadrunner makes a strong case that it's far from over. In the broader US market, this launch signals something bigger. Automakers are realizing that heritage and emotion still sell. Not everything has to go silent and electric just yet. There's still room for thunder, attitude, and cars that make your heart race the moment you see them. So the real question is, will the 2026 Roadrunner be remembered as the car that redefined American muscle for a new generation? Or just a glorious last stand before the industry shifts completely? That's where you come in. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you buy this Roadrunner over a Mustang, Camaro, or Challenger? Let us know. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more deep dives into the cars shaping the future and honoring the past.